Garcia? Our little partnership ends here. You're on your own now. Alright. Despite everything, I still got a responsibility as the leader of Revache's rank and file. And not just them, they were to our damn done as well. Can't abandon them and save myself. Wait. I had no intention of escaping them. Why did you help me come this far? Can't seriously be thinking of facing the defense force alone. That unit is too much for even you. Let me... Don't get the wrong idea, kid. You've got a truth to get to the bottom of. Said it your own damn self. Not to mention your comrades and that kiddo are waiting for you. You really got the time to be standing here with me? Thank you, Garcia. It's strange, as a member of the CPD, I can't advocate you breaking out anyway. So I guess all I can say is... take care of yourself. As if I need you to tell me that. Lloyd Bannings. Some little brother you left behind, you bastard. Guess he ain't turning out so bad. Don't let him get away! Can't you see I'm the one who's got you right where I want you? Bring it on, the killing bear's gonna maul you worthless asses. Let's put out McGrath over there. Watch over him, Adios. Everywhere. Oh, McGrath is blooming here too. Has this been happening everywhere since I've been imprisoned? Is this because of Kia? Everything begins once I cut my way through here. But now I have to focus on getting to the highway. There's a way out of here, I know it. I have to keep my wits about me. Garcia left the party. Yeah. I can just take these out very easily. Can't see them though, which is the issue. Like, see just straight into it as a result. Like, why even have enemies at this point? Like, I can just destroy them easily. No. I expected a scene to start or something like that then, but nothing. There we go. Oh crap. Oh, well, I suppose I'm an innovation tank now, so it's fine. I've got to break the line of sight somehow. Target sighted. Oh crap. Confirmed as Lloyd Bannings. Surround him with a pincer attack. There's no other choice. Alright, stop with the whistle. Alright, whistle! You don't need to keep whistling. I've got it! Jeebus. Damn, the uniforms are different, but the CGF is as tough as ever. Come on, Lloyd Bannings, you can do this. Fugitive spotted. Capture him. Good luck, mate. Yep. Easy. My best bet is going to be sneaking into Crossbell City from the freight line. No matter what it takes, I have to survive this escape and make it out of here in one piece. An admirable effort. Who'd have thought a simple detective could hold out so long against the reborn defense force? Isn't he a former teammate of 2nd Lieutenant Seeker's? Maybe we shouldn't be so surprised. Enough talk, disarm him now. Remember our orders, are to take him alive. I won't fall here. You can still move? Why go this far? Can you just not stomach your precious Crossbell changing so much? Wake up, even if you keep struggling like this, you can't change anything alone. It may be. It doesn't matter. No one stands up to this, nothing will change. I refuse to be swept away by this. I refuse to let the truth die without seizing it with my own 2 hands. I'll get back those that are precious to me. I would never give up. No matter how many times you knock me down, I'll never surrender. You can break my legs and I'll keep standing back up. What's with this guy? What a shame. Charge him on my command, men. Break those legs of his. Roger. Aim for his legs. What? Till the bitter end. I won't give up until the bitter end. Kia, Ellie, Tio, and Diwazi, Chief Sergei. Please, give me your strength.
やれやれ。頼むべき存在を一つ忘れているようだな。
Huh? What was that? It's ringing in my head like... What the... There we go. Huh? What?
それ、偽りの聖地を守る強者どもよ。
Zero soldiers of this false paradise.
この者は私が預からせてもらう。
Don't screw around with us, beast. And you lot, is the defense force so weak that it surrenders to a mere cryptid? Oh. He's gone. What? Oh. Just his hat. Well then, must I repeat myself? No. Old men. Leave before he takes your hats. Retreat! Save me, idiots! Like, Lloyd just turned around like, sorry? I believe I gave them a great deal more shock than I had intended. It has been a long time since I've assumed this form, after all. Suppose I may have forgotten how to restrain myself like this. I think you mean Guru Wolf? There are so many things I could say to you right now. But I'll keep it short and ask just one question. Yes, what is it? What the hell, Side? How is your timing always this good? Fair enough. Got ourselves a mount. Don't need no car anymore. Only beast sent by Adios. Yes, it is simple if you think of me in such terms. Surely you have read of the Septilians once bestowed upon men by the goddess. We holy beasts formed contracts with her to watch over man and those treasures. When you say we, does that include the dragon that appeared during the Laberl incident? Told you. Ragnar. An excellent deduction. The dragon is known as Ragnar. He is indeed one of my brethren. He remained in the land, now known as Laberl, for centuries to observe the Septilian of space. However, even I am unaware of where he is now, that his pact has been fulfilled. It is all a little tough to follow. Does that mean you've been staying in Crossbell for just as long? That is correct. I have been in this land since before the Great Collapse over 1,200 years ago. Why the Septilian mirage disappeared from the land that became Crossbell, and what was done by man in an attempt to revive that Septilian. Both are knowledge that I hold. to let us know. And that's knowledge that the others and I couldn't grasp on our own. Septarian of the goddess that was inherited by the Croy family. Why? Why did it disappear? Why of all people was Kia burdened with trying to replace it? Please, Zaita, I have to know the truth. What happened 1,200 years ago? And how does that relate to what happened 500 years ago to Kia? Very well. I came to you in this form with every intention of telling you. Good. The Septarian that Adios bestowed on this land. Its name was... okay. Demiourgos, the treasure that governed the power of Mirage. Mirage is the element that controls perception and cognition. It also has dominion over causality. In the distant past, there was a desire that the people of this land held, one that was shared by the Croy family that would inherit the Septarian. That desire was for a god that could walk among man, something which Adios could never do. A god that could guide men by intimately knowing them and the truth of all things. A god that could change the very fabric of causality. On the surface, it is the power similar to that of the Aureole, which could grant man's endless desires. Of Demiourgos, was bestowed with dignity and did not make the same mistakes as the Aureole. It had the wisdom and judgment to guide mankind without further corrupting them. Such power, Demiourgos, I'm sure I'm saying that right, was able to shepherd man onto its correct path. Or it would have, had its own heart not reached its limit. To guide the personalities, actions, and irrationalities that comprises mankind, Septarian would have to have empathy, just as humans do. With that, the empathy deteriorated Demiourgos' heart, causing it to fall ill. He feared if things continued, it would harm those that it sought to protect. So, with a heavy heart, the Septarian firmed its resolve and made a choice. It chose to dissolve its own causality and disappear from the world. One way of doing it. So that's what happened. What of the people who were left behind, the ones who lost their treasure? In the wake of the Septarian's disappearance, they were understandably bewildered, sorrowed, and left frightened. Then, without reflecting on why the Septarian made the decision it did, they began down a foolish line of thinking. The people of this land became obsessed with recreating an existence equal to the Septarian they had lost. Well, they've outdone themselves. In the beginning, they were only stumbling through the darkness, clueless. After 700 years, they had gathered enough knowledge and mastery of a peculiar practice. Alchemy. Magic that can give form to the formless. It was then that a grand plan was formulated. The cult was founded so that it could be puppeteered from the shadows. It was entrusted to raise the existence meant to be the core of the new Septarian. For the sake of their ceremony, the Croy family needed to prepare the land of Crossbell. Earth would have to be moved for such a large transmutation. These were the steps outlined by the alchemists of the Croy family several hundred years ago. To ensure their plan was financially feasible, the Croy family donned the guise of bankers. Meanwhile, the cult began to take steps to eventually awaken the core that had become the object of their worship. Now, 500 years later, we have arrived at our current predicament. It's not so unbelievable, but I feel like I can finally grasp the big picture. Zeit, Mirabelle called Kia the Septarian of Zero. What did she mean by that? Does that make her different from the Septarian of Mirage? Unfortunately, I do not have the answer you seek. The Croy family may have discovered something unexpected at the end of their 1,200-year delusion. If that is the case, they may have not only created an existence that could equal Demiourgos. The Septarian of Zero may hold power that surpasses the original. The Ion of White is one such example. The power it demonstrated was not that of its own, but that of a Septarian. However, the Septarian Mirage did not possess the ability to manipulate reality so instantaneously. Power is more akin to a different higher element, space. Assuming there is even more to the artificial Septarian than we currently know, I cannot begin to fathom the power it holds. I was afraid you'd say that. There's one more thing I'd like to ask. Based on what you've told me, Kia isn't really human, is she? She is, and yet she is not. He is an artificial existence designed to be the core of a manufactured Septarian. She's likely a homunculus that was created through advanced transmutation. Kia had probably realized the truth a long time ago. And still, she kept on smiling for us. Kia. Oh, we've come quite a way. Now, where actually are we going? Is this the Calvardian border? Why is there a bubble already? Yes, the Defense Force soldiers should have difficulty finding us here. It's a good opportunity for a rest. Thanks, Zeit. You saved me back there. Huh? Yeah, like what's going on with the bubble? What is that? A barrier of some kind that appeared around Crossbell City. It would seem that only those that are permitted may freely enter and exit, and those that are not cannot pass through it at all. Be it living creatures or machines. You've got to be kidding. As you saw when you escaped, Roma grass has begun to bloom everywhere in Crossbell. It'd be accurate to think of it as a sign that Crossbell has become one with the newly born Septarian. Besides, just what is Pleroma grass? I heard it shares some sort of connection with the Septium veins underground. As once the eyes of the former Septarian Mirage, as it bloomed, the Septarian could observe and understand the surface world. It is also capable of distorting the surrounding space when connected with the Septarian. It is likely the cause of the crypt's sudden appearance. Such beings should not exist on this plane naturally. I think I understand. Those disgusting rituals the DG cult was conducting. It's all about perfecting Gnosis, right? Took advantage of the Pleroma properties for their experiments, didn't they? Yes, their goal was to make use of the knowledge and personalities of the victims who fell to the influence of the drug. Through the flower's capabilities, the victim's characteristics would be imparted to the girl sleeping in the cradle of the sun thought. Vast amounts of information would then self-organize to nurse forth a proper heart and personality. Then after 500 years, the core of the Septarian awoke. And that is the extent of my knowledge. It was the will of the cult's puppet masters. Over centuries, they meticulously crafted their present situation. On the topic, the options you have now are rather limited. Would you not prefer to flee to foreign soil until the storm has subsided? Understand why you'd ask. Uncle's home is in Calvard, so it's true that I'd have somewhere to lay low if I had to. But no, that's not an option. There's work to be done here. I have answers to find and cases to solve. Do you now? To grasp the truth, to solve this crisis, I'm going to need everyone's strength. Ellie, Tio, and Randy. Not just them. Everyone. I need all of their strength. And for that I can't run. I can't hide. Go back and face it all. Sorry for making you drag me out here. There's something I still need to do. What truth are you hoping to ascertain? Isn't it obvious? I don't care about her power or even her mysterious origin. I want to hear the truth straight from her heart. I need to know what it is Kia wants the most in this world. And I won't be able to hear what is in Kia's heart until I've taken her back. It's also the matter of what happened to the old Septarian. How can Kia be expected to shoulder the burden Demiourgos couldn't? I could never allow Kia to suffer that fate. That's why. I swear I'll take her back. No matter what it takes. I'll go through the president, even Arios if that's what it takes.
ほんと親バカだな。
I was wondering where you were. Huh? Oh. Well, here we go. Wazzy? What are you? Anapis? Wait, Reese and Kevin? Good to see you again, Bannings. Indeed, it's been a long time. How's it hanging? It's been what, 4 months? Thanks for remembering my name. Hard to forget the names and faces of members of the Septime Church's Graslritter. Wait. Wazzy, does that mean you're...
七王教会聖杯騎士団所属ドミニオン第9位青の聖典ワジヘミスフィアさ。改めてよろしく頼むよ。
Incidentally, I'm a knight of the Graslritter. I was wondering about Abbas. I work in the service of Wazzy. You've got to be kidding me. You two really been stringing me along all this time? Then, when we first met Reese, you didn't say a word to each other about both being... My apologies, I pretended to not know who he is. Father Hemisphere's undercover mission is regarded with the utmost secrecy. Her arrival here completely fooled that old Grandpa Elder. He had no idea who the real mole was. I really owe one. Happy to be of service. I mean, yeah, for once Reese standing out like the sore thumb she is worked out. Anyone in the church could tell she ain't no normal sister. I'm sure the Archbishop was beside himself when she walked through the door. I've no idea what you're talking about. Besides, you're hardly in any position to preach to me about how to successfully go undercover knowing your track record. Yeah, who'd be foolish enough to think Father Kevin is just an average priest? Okay, that's enough for introductions. We're here because he called us. You mean Zaid? Yes, that is correct. I knew your resolve would remain firm, so I thought it suitable to recruit collaborators on your behalf. Oh. First infiltrated Crossbell 2 years ago, so you can probably fill in the blanks. The Graslritter has seen this situation coming for a while now, at least to a certain degree. Still, there were a lot of holes to fill in. We didn't know the Croy family was behind the conspiracy for one, or Kia's true identity. The Zeit recently filled us in on the whole story, like I'm sure he did with you. Yes, we are dealing with not just the history of the lost Septonian and Mirage, but also the creation of a new Septonian by human hands. This situation is far beyond the scope of the Graslritter's typical duty of artifact retrieval. The circumstances would normally make this out of our jurisdiction. Maybe, but on the other hand, we couldn't just ignore the Society's involvement in this little shindig. That's where you come in, Mr. Detective. You're our in for getting our hands dirty. Bingo. I think we'll be allowed to intervene if it's under the guise of collaborating with you. So Lloyd, what do you say? There's one thing I need to confirm. Kia. What does the church plan to do with Kia? Alright, for the jugular, that's a toughie. Yes, but being dishonest will get us nowhere with him. I agree, he deserves to know the truth. I know that. The Septonian of Zero is far more dangerous than the Septonian of Space, the Aureole, was. That much is for certain, even if we still haven't grasped the extent of her powers yet. You've been locked away for weeks. Are you aware of all what's been happening around the continent? Not really. All I know is that the civil war in the Empire we were warned about has begun. Sure has. It's all got put on the fast track after the armor division they tried to send across the border got snuffed out. And you know how the Golden Stallion rolls. After that, they kept trying but got repelled over and over by those ion things. Right when things were going to Gehenna in a handbasket over there, the Noble Alliance's troops came out of nowhere and occupied Heimdall. It was then that the Bloodline Chancellor was shot. No one's seen him since. The Empire has been aflame in its civil war since the week after you were arrested. Meanwhile, the Republic has been in an economic crisis for what's occurred in Crossbell. Terrorist activities have been increasing and the President formally declared a state of emergency. It rains, it pours. I don't even know the half of it. It's not like things are roses in the other countries either. Things are especially problematic in the regions Erebonia and Calvard have traditionally had under their thumbs. President Croy has been pressuring those nations' leaderships to have them bend the knee for Crossbell, that is. Because Crossbell has the power of the Septonian to coerce them with. Exactly. It has the power to repel both of the most powerful armies in all of Zemuria, all because of the 3 archaisms supplied by the Society. Most likely outcome at this rate is the ions will be mass-produced, souped up with Crossbell's Septonian, and deployed all over the continent. Kia would never agree to that. She wouldn't harm innocent people. Perhaps. However, it does not seem that the archaisms are controlled by the Septonian directly. They'd likely been made into guardian-like machines by the Septonian's power and move autonomously, much like the Ren girl's archaism. Peta Meta. No way. I'm inclined to agree on that point, Hoss. Hoss? I gotta seriously doubt that little girl is in the driver's seat there. Which ain't good. It means they can be abused by anyone and she'd be none the wiser. Kia's consent aside, how like that is too dangerous to ignore. Okay, I understand where the church stands. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask for your cooperation. Really? I thought you were going to turn us down for sure. I'm being realistic. I know this isn't something I can do by myself. Time isn't on my side either. The longer this drags on, the more Kia will be made to suffer. But I'll make one thing perfectly clear. If you lay even one hand on Kia, I'll stop you. Even if to fight until my dying breath. Not just me, Ellie, Tia, Randy. They would say the same thing. We'll never let you take her. Call it fallacy, call it illogical, I don't care. We're her family, and we won't let you hurt her. Damn, I knew you were a sharp guy, but I didn't know you had that kind of fire burning in you. I could get why you like him so much, Wazzy. I told you he stole my heart. I'm serious, Wazzy, if you... I know. As a knight of the Graal, I swear on Adios. You will not be excluded from how we choose to deal with her. Your opinions and input will be heard. I know that's not ideal, but this is the best I can do given our position. Sound good to you? Yeah, it's enough for now. Then we have a deal. Okie dokie. Time to get to work. Let's move out, gang. We actually get to explore it? What? Ah, that is quite the nostalgic sound. The heavenly chariot, I take it? Two of them. But they stealth? Are they both number 5? Because that would be weird. Airships. Patrol ships used by the Graslritter. We call them Macabre. In addition to many other stealth functions, they are also capable of optical camouflage. Oh, better than the Normandy. They're just what we need to discreetly move around Crossbell's airspace. All right, ready to go? Yeah, let's do this. Kia, everyone, wait for me. I'm coming. Well, that was quick. That's a good place to end this part. So we'll see you in the next part, I suppose. Oh! Oh, isn't that lovely? We'll see you in the next part. Ta-ra for now.